As the game says, smile, it's almost over.
So get ready for Armageddon, because this is our review of Happy Little Dinosaurs.
Happy Little Dinosaurs is the take that last man standing style game,
where your goal is to survive the disasters and be the last dino standing.
Each player starts off with their own player board, and your goal is to take your dinosaur meeple and go from the start all the way to the finish.
You win points and move forward on your escape route by winning the round.
At the start of each round, a disaster card is played, and each player will play a point card face down in front of them.
Simultaneously, each player will flip over their point cards, and the one with the highest points wins that round.
The player with the lowest points gets the disaster card.
If you get 3 of one disaster, or 1 of each disaster, then you are eliminated from the game.
The last dinosaur standing, or the first player to cross the finish line, wins.
So I was actually scrolling through Facebook and I saw this pop up, and I was like, oh, that artwork looks pretty familiar. I didn't see it on Kickstarter or anything like that, so I think they just jumped straight into production. You know, I clicked it and I was like, all right, I like their other one, so let's see what they got with this one.
When we first unboxed it, I loved all the artwork immediately. The player boards have cute little artwork for your players. The cards are all individual and have interesting artwork. And the meeples are distinctive, so they each have their own individual shape.
A lot of bright, vibrant colors, same usual artwork or style, and then even the punny names, so Triceratops, Bad Luck Bronto. It fell in suit with the other Unstable Unicorn games.
And just like the other Unstable games, there are a lot of cards and they're all different. So you have all of them in your hand and you're looking at all this beautiful artwork, and each one you're looking at and you're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. There's a lot of fun artwork to take in and absorb when you first look at the game.
So just one thing in general that I like about games is just how you yourself are unique. So you got your own little player board, you got your own little dinosaur trait here, and then even your super unique dinosaur meeple. I think they really hit the nail on the head as far as catering to my favorite part of games. So gameplay. At first glance, you know, you're supposed to lay down your card face down and then you flip it over and whoever has the highest card wins. However, on a lot of the cards, there's certain conditions or rules. So even though you put down a very high card, someone could just put down another card that might be lower, but it'll say, oh, you know, switch this with the highest person. And then you're like, I'm not the winner anymore.
There are a lot of similar mechanics in this game for the take that actions that Unstable uses in all of their games. So switch a card, this card attacks this card, certain cards can be mixed with other cards, match this card with that card. It's not a new mechanic if you've played Unstable Unicorns or any of their other various games, but I don't feel it worked as well with the formatting of this game.
We had a lot of questions too. That we got to a situation where like, all right, pause. What does this mean? And then we would try and look it up or interpret the rules, and then we were just like, all right, let's just say you won.
Even the rulebook's not 100% polished. There's a couple paragraphs that have repeating sentences that don't necessarily need to be repeated. And there were a lot of questions that we had, and they didn't really have a frequently asked questions area in the rulebook. They didn't have examples of what happens if this happens. They didn't really explain the order with the instant cards of this one supersedes this one, or this one goes in this one. So we ended up having to play with a lot of house rules.
Like the other games that they have too, there's reading. And even if you're just playing it for the first time, maybe second time also, I feel like a common theme with the Unstable games are, okay, what did that do again? So it'll be like, yes, I got this, and okay, play this card, win something, and then you'll read it, and then they're like, but wait, I have this card, and you're like, what is it?
The very first thing you do after you flip over your card is, does anyone have an effect on their card? Let's read all the effects and see which one's supposed to go first and what is happening. And then, does anyone have an instant card that they want to play? Does anyone have an instant card to counteract that instant card? All right, so now you're getting to disaster. Do you have an instant card for that disaster? It didn't flow very well with all the rules, all the effects, everything that was happening. So for replayability, I would have to say, Lee would have to come to me and say, hey, they really put out a brand new list of rules and all the things completely changed. We should play it again. Otherwise, I'm never going to want to play this game again.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I'm probably going to give this like a 3. I love the artwork. I love the puns. the meeples, the colors, everything's great. It's just, I feel like it didn't live up to the reputation in my head. And that might be on me, but 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go even lower. I'm gonna give it a 2. It's only getting a 2 because of the artwork. I love all the artwork that they have. It's creative, it's always pretty, it's always fun to look at. But everything else about this game, it just feels like a cash grab to me.
And Teresa gives it a 0.
And Juliana gives it a 4. And that was our review of Happy Little Dinosaurs.
What'd you think? Were we too much of a raging raptor? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny.